Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Cryptocurrencies are now bouncing from yesterday's drop, and while that is a good thing, you have to keep in mind, is this really the bottom, right? It might be, or it may not. I'm going to cover the technicals to get a better idea on that in just a second. Overall, it is a good thing that the market is now bouncing, but we are still in an area where, we've been getting a lot of ups and downs, and you can't trust every single move. So I personally like to tame my expectations during times like this. And, I think that that's the best route to take, right? That's just my personal opinion, not financial advice. But you can't get too euphoric or too depressed depending on the move because of the fact that, there's a lot of false signals in markets like this. And as we've been seeing, right, a lot of very sporadic moves towards the upside and towards the downside, right? So typically what would happen is, a big drop and then very shortly after a pretty strong bounce. We also get the same thing on the other side. So a big move higher and then a very sharp drop. And that's what creates this market to be pretty unpredictable, right? Especially for newer traders out there. So I will do my best to keep you updated every day as per usual. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you aren't already, and follow me on Twitter as well for live cryptocurrency market updates. So over the past 24 hours, as you can see, a lot of cryptos up from anywhere 5 to 10%. And I wanted to go over some interesting news pieces. So first off, Ethereum Classic is down 30% since its listing on Coinbase. And you have to keep in mind, this might be due to the fact that the general market also dropped quite a bit during the day or two where it was listed. So that, of course, had an effect on Ethereum Classic's price. But I think that what we really saw here was a typical buy the rumor, sell the news event. So basically, people buy up the hype, and once it actually launches, there tends to be a sell-off, very common pattern in trading, and that seems to be what happened here for Ethereum Classic. It doesn't mean that Ethereum Classic is going to die out or anything like that. It just means that, it was a little bit too hyped up, and now there's a sell-off, right? Like I said, very common pattern. Let's take a look at this headline right here, which I think describes what's going on with Bitcoin and the market very well here. So basically what it says is that Bitcoin price looks to defend $6,000 as the sell-off slows, right? And I think that's a pretty good title because what's really happening here is we're seeing if we have enough bulls, right, that will be able to hold up the price above $6,000 and really start making a recovery, right? With that being said, let's jump right into the technicals to get a better idea of what's going on. So basically, we pretty much touched our support level over here on the Bitcoin chart and started moving higher from there. So our low yesterday was actually at $6,121. Basically, like I said, right on our support level, and we're already getting a pretty strong bounce to that. Now we do have still two downtrend lines which are going to cause some resistance. One that we're basically trying to get back above right now. We'll see if we manage to do so. A decent buying volume on this bounce. And of course we have our $6,800 resistance level, right? That's really what I want to try to get back above to confirm that we're ready to start moving higher again. But we did put in a lower low as far as the overall market cap is concerned. So like I said, right, you can't count on a single move like this. You really need to wait for something a little bit more lasting to get a better idea of the trend, because just a week back we were still uptrending, and now we're in a bit of a downtrend consolidation, right? So got to be careful here. Want to make sure we stay above $6,100, and as far as a bullish move, it's going to be anything over $6,800 on the Bitcoin price. As far as the indicators, nice bounce on the RSI. Still want to see this MACD recover a little bit more, which might mean that we're going to have to put in some consolidation just to wait for that MACD to flatten out. And as for the RSI, perfect bounce off the 30 line. So I like that a lot. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum now, see what's going on. And please let me know your thoughts on this bounce, your thoughts on this market. It's drastic ups and downs. How you're playing this. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Let's get a little discussion going on the comments below. So for Ethereum, we managed to get back above $361. And what I like about this is we have probably avoided a bigger drop in the short term at least. Now, like I mentioned, when you get these strong drops, what you really want to look for is a quick bounce within most of the time 24 hours to avoid getting, an even further bigger drop, right? And that's what happened. We were able to get that quick bounce in a short enough period of time where we actually got back above our support level. So that's what happened for Ethereum, back above $361. At this point, we're in this range between that and $420. So we're probably going to trade somewhere around that range for a little longer. Of course, any move above $420 will be bullish. And as for the indicators, we want to see this MACD flatten out as well as with the Bitcoin chart. The RSI, however, is looking good now, bouncing back above the 30 line. I want to try to remain above that, of course. Let's go ahead, take a look at Litecoin now. We're going to look at the Coinbase chart once again. And Litecoin is trying to get a bit of a bounce here. What I don't like about Litecoin right now is it's in this range between $45 and $70. So the problem with that is it's not actually at a specific support level right here, right? We got some support at $62, but I'd say until we're either able to get back above $70, I wouldn't count on any move to hold just because we're going to face a lot of resistance from this downtrend line. So I'll also look to try to get back above that to spark a bull move. However, if we struggle to get back above both of these things, right, we're really going to start leaning more towards the downside again. Might push back down to $45. We'll see what happens, and we'll get a better idea over the next week or so. But as for the indicators, RSI got that bounce. MACD still needs to recover a bit here. Let's go ahead, take a look at Nano, see what's going on, see if it finally was able to really get some more lasting strength here. It's been one of the weaker altcoins. Unfortunately, not the strongest bounce here. Still looking pretty weak in a bit of a consolidation. And let's see, actually, if we take a look, we did manage to get back above 20,000 Satoshis, but it's just we're really at the limit of a bigger drop here if we get back below that, right? And as for the indicators, actually not looking too bad. So we definitely have some sort of stabilization that's going on right now with Nano. You can see that with the lower Bollinger Band, that's pretty flat. But we're kind of in a dangerous situation where if we do get a bit more of a drop, it could lead to a bit of a downfall. So I'd say we want to try to get back towards 27,000 Satoshis as quickly as possible here, just to avoid getting too much pressure towards the downside. Let's take a look at Ripple next, see what's going on. So we're going to take a look at the Binance chart here. Sorry, at the Bittrex chart, that's why I have my previous lines all drawn out. And we're going to see what's going on. So I'm going to pull up the chart here. And as you can see, got a bounce off our 30-cent support level. This has been a long time coming, like I said. Great technical analysis on my part, bounced just off our support line right here that I had drawn out. So very accurate there. As you can see, that was our previous breakout level. And that's what allowed me to draw out this support level so accurately. So just a little pro tip there for all of you. But as for the indicators, definitely took a hit here, right? We're still not above the 30 line on the RSI. I think we have a fair chance of getting it back above it relatively soon. I like the fact that we held above the 30 cent level, and that's all I really wanted to see, right? As long as we're above 30 cents, I don't want to see it move lower than that. That would be pretty bearish. But if we're able to remain above it, maybe get some consolidation going, that's fine, right? I think, yes, we did get a drop, but at least, you know, now we really put in a bit of a bottom here, I think, for Ripple. Let's go ahead and take a look at Neo, see what's going on. Also one of the altcoins that's been a little bit on the weaker side as of recently. It did end up getting a bounce off the $20 level. And it's just crazy to think about how low these cryptos are right now compared to where we were a couple weeks back. It really makes you think, you know, how undervalued are we right now? Of course, that's a whole debate in itself, and I may make a video on that. But just something to think about, I think. And right now, I like the fact that we bounced off this $20 mark. That's exactly where I wanted it to bounce. And I think that we're going to be able to put in some consolidation from here. However, the indicators are still a little bit on the weaker side for Neo, so we want to see those start to round back up. Let's take a look at EOS now, see what's going on. So jumping over to the Binance chart, we can see that EOS is bouncing a little bit, trying to get back towards 9,300 Satoshis. It's actually in a similar situation as Litecoin, where we're not actually at a very clear support level here, right? We got a little bit of a bounce on the 8,600 Satoshi level, but overall, right, this isn't really true support. Our next big support level is all the way down to 7,000 Satoshis. We do have a couple in between that I should point out, like 8,000 Satoshis. I'll go ahead and draw that in because it is a pretty big support level, so I don't want to ignore that. But basically, you know, I like what I just drew out here, right, with this support level at 8,000 Satoshis. You get a little bit of an idea of a couple triangle formations that could happen, right? This green line represents our 9,300 resistance level. And if we're able to get back above that, that will be a bit more bullish. It will be in a much better range. And then I think we'll be heading towards the end of maybe this symmetrical triangle formation. If we stay in this lower range, we'll probably be heading over here towards more closer to 8,000 Satoshis. So those are the two little triangles that we may be heading in. And we do want to see those indicators flatten out a bit more as well for the EOS chart. Let's take a look at Stellar now. We're going to go over to Binance here once again. And Stellar got a very strong bounce, good buying volume here. I think that we're already starting to see a nice bounce on the indicators, especially the RSI. MACD starting to flatten out here. So this makes me think that we are going to manage to hold above our yellow uptrend line and basically, hold above 3,000 Satoshis, right? Which is exactly what we wanted to see. We're still not back above 3,400 Satoshis. It is a possibility that we're able to do that a bit earlier than expected. That would, of course, be even more bullish. But as long as we hold above our yellow uptrend line, that's all we really need to see right now for Stellar. Let's take a look at Lisk now, see what's going on. Has been definitely one of the weaker cryptos out there. Getting a nice bounce here, however. And we're still not above the 30 line on the RSI. But it does seem like we're going to make a little bit of an attempt at a move higher again. We'll see if we're able to get back towards $3.80. I would like to get back at that level. We did get some stabilization there, so it could be a potential consolidation area. Really, though, for Lisk, since it has been on the weaker side, I wouldn't touch it until we get back above $4 or even $4.71 just to get back in this previous consolidation here. But that's just me personally. Let's take a look at Cardano now, see what's going on. So Cardano, of course, one of the favorite cryptos out there from a lot of people, is acting pretty strong here. Got a bit of a drop, but very quick recovery. And I think right now it has a lot of things going for it. It got a pretty big drop, but it has some strong fundamentals behind it, especially with that potential Coinbase listing in the near future. So very nice bounce on the indicators, pretty much a complete recovery there, back into the positive area. We're also back above our yellow uptrend line, and a little bit of resistance from this middle band that could really cause a little bit more of a drop again, maybe back down to 1,800 Satoshis. But if we see that we're able to get back above that within the next day, I think that we're going to try to make an attempt back above 2,000 Satoshis. If we're able to do so, that's going to be absolutely amazing. But either way here, I think that Cardano will hold up pretty well, and it's just a matter of, maybe a week to 3 weeks before we're back above 2,000 Satoshis, unless the whole market flips back under again and we start moving back to 1,254 Satoshis. What I drew out right here is our, we have this initial uptrend line over here, which is much steeper, but we also have this less steep one that's our secondary uptrend line, and that's the one that I think is really going to last. If we're able to remain above this, it'll be a little bit of a slower move to 2,000 Satoshis, but I think we're going to manage to stay above that and hopefully get that move above 2,000 Satoshis while avoiding a bigger drop here, which would be great, right? Because that's been looming for a while, so hopefully we are able to avoid that. Let's take a look at our last cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update now, which is going to be Iota. Massive drop here after going below 90 cents, but we are getting a balance, good buying volume. We're at 65 cents right now. Good recovery on the RSI. MACD still needs to see a lot more of a rounding up formation because we're still kind of downtrending there. I just think it's a bit of a shame that we got such a big drop on Iota, but the fact of the matter is that right now we're in this middle of our range. We did already reach a support level at around 60 cents, so that's good. Could start bouncing from here. With that being said, our next bigger support level is 33 cents, so there is still room to the downside if the market is going to flip back under again. So our best way to avoid that right now is just trying to get back as soon as possible to 90 cents, right? I don't think that's going to be easy, but I'd like to see us start moving at least towards 80 cents relatively quickly here to kind of slow down the downside momentum, right? So with that being said, this is the end of this daily crypto update. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and to follow me on Twitter. Link to that in the description of this video. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day.